I've been shooting within the church in some capacity ever since I was, I think, 17. I started serving at Sandals. And ever since then, it's been a lot of taking photos during Sunday service, taking photos during a worship night. It was a lot of documenting all the good things that God is already doing. And I think I was really excited for this project because I felt like it was the first opportunity where I was able to showcase a different aspect of my craft and how it applies to my relationship with Jesus.
How did you approach worship through photography, basically?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was definitely a lot of like sitting, honestly. A lot of, I think when I was first approached with this project, I didn't really know exactly how I wanted to approach it.
Yeah.
I think that's okay because, I don't know, it's not like I always have an idea for everything. Especially with this project, I wanted to sit, read the scripture, be in prayer, and see what came about, what sort of visions, what sort of inspirations God wanted to point me into, what direction he wanted me to go.
Yeah.
And so for this, it was very much I'm going to open myself up, be open to whatever, and see what comes from that. And so it was a lot of sitting in prayer, reading the scriptures over and over again. I probably read each scripture, which is 31. I probably read each one probably like 7 or 8 times.
Wow.
Before I even picked up the camera.
Yeah.
And I think that was very important to, in a way, like have the scripture so ingrained that when I did pick up the camera, it was like I was subconsciously documenting what I was seeing in that scripture when I was reading through it.
Yeah. So it wasn't just a simple, oh, here's a cool idea.
No.
That kind of fits. Like you were really meditating and like letting the Lord speak to you through this process.
Totally. Practicing silence and solitude was a big part of that as well. And like implementing that spiritual practice is already like a big part of my formation. So this guy is a really fun one. Still life is when there's no people and it's an object that I'm shooting.
Okay.
And so this was from that first day of shooting, that intimate 6-7 hour session of being me alone in the studio with I was not there with a person. I was not doing portraits. I was there with just a bunch of props that I felt connected with to shoot for this project in some different capacity or different way. And here I shot with some white lilies, and I wanted to shoot with these because white lilies are often associated with some sort of redemption or purity aspect. And because of this, for this passage, I believe it was in Psalm 119, 121 to 144. And in there, it's talking about how the law of God in the Old Testament is pure.
Yeah.
And how if we follow that, how if we live by that, and we live by sort of giving God the glory in the things that we do, it's going to be beneficial to our life. And it's a pure thing. And so for this, I wanted to sort of showcase that almost in a somber way too.
Yeah.
I think with this black background, I think it's a weird sort of duality of when we think of purity, we think of light. But with this, I wanted to sort of make people think a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the way that the white contrasts to all of the black background and the shadows that are in it. But even then, in the shadows of like some of these lilies and even in the stems, you see a lot of the texture that comes with the flower that really causes you to slow down and kind of take a look and be reflective on that of even the darkest parts of this can be redeemed with texture and beauty, and putting it against that background just honestly makes it pop even more.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the images from this project are very loud in a way. Lots of color, lots of movement, lots of action.
Yeah.
Literally people screaming
Yeah.
in some of them. And so I think it's this duality in the world of like loud and quiet and peace. And for this, I definitely wanted it to have more of that peaceful feeling.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I felt when
Yeah.
I was making this.
Yeah, this one in comparison to all of the photos is definitely like stands out on his own.
Mm.
And at least in my experience, it invites me to slow down just by
Yeah.
looking at it.
I definitely I wanted some breathing room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is really cool.